Hey again, guys. It's Erika. This time we come to you from my game store. And my good buddy Mario, the Mac Daddy of all 2D side scrollers, is helping me out today. And somewhere lurking around the building, I believe we have a clumsy ninja named Tobi from Naruto. There he is. Alright. Okay, so obviously my speech about culture or subculture is on gaming. And as you can see, my whole life revolves around gaming. Some people say, I don't like the violence. I don't understand how to control or run the remote. Video games rot your brain, and none of these are true, okay? None of them. The military uses flight simulators to train pilots, and they have for 30 years. Surgeons are now prescribing Wii's as post-op rehabilitation tools, and pretty much anybody in my generation plays a video game as general stress relief or just something fun to do with their kids. So today I want to talk to you a little bit about the history of video games and show everybody that there's more people gaming than you really know. And as Captain Kirk says, the more complex the mind, the greater the need for the simplicity of play. So keep an open mind, and you may find out by the end of this speech you are a video gamer or you want to be. And everybody likes to do something fun. So there are games out there for everybody, and games are fun. Yes, Mario, I know, you're the most fun. In 1958, according to the history of video games on Wikipedia, William Higginbotham started with the first video game called Tennis for Two at an open house using nothing more than an oscilloscope and a toggle switch. I won't go into the details about an oscilloscope, but I really want one for working on some video game systems because we do repairs here too. In 1972, the Atari Corporation debuted not only the arcade unit of Pong, but also the home version. And funny side note, Steve Jobs of Apple, his first programming job was Super Breakout for the Atari Corporation, if that's not cool. And the first Japanese game to hit the arcade market in the United States was Space Invaders. So, just give you a little bit of history there. By 1985, the Atari 2600 and the Nintendo Entertainment System were vying for the space in your living room. And at that point, parents realized that the cheapest form of entertainment was video games. The number of hours you spend playing a video game versus the amount of money spent on the game itself is more cost-effective and more affordable than just about any kind of entertainment, which is why we have survived, if not thrived, during this time of recession for every other industry, and why video gaming is here to stay. And we have become more than a subculture. We're now a piece of mainstream culture. Evolution to games is almost a ubiquitous term because video gamers are constantly asking for more, better, details, options they didn't have. And you've seen a great evolution. We've gone from one Pong game in 1972 to almost 5 million titles recorded when I bought this store in 2008. That's a lot of progress in a very short amount of time. There are now, according to Wikipedia's History of Games, 27 distinct genres, and I'm going to run real quick through the 19 that we can find here in the building. You got your action-adventure. We have Mario. Yes, everybody loves Mario. He would be your 2D side-scroller. We have your maze and puzzle games. The original Bow Down RPG, Final Fantasy VII. Mech games, where you get to play the giant mechanized robot. RTS, real-time strategy, you get to control the entire army. Sneaking games, where you have to be incredibly stealth. Simulators, where you get to control the entire city. Vehicle simulators, very accurate, but we also have racing games, which are not as accurate, which is why there's a distinction. Your original hack and slash style. Sports games, you see them everywhere. Rhythm games, dancing, and it also includes singing. Movie games, light gun games, which you have to have a lot of extra hardware for. Sandbox style, GTA started it, but we've run a long way since then. But nod to the GTA, you may have gotten a bad rap, but we all love you for free roaming. Fighting games, my personal favorite. There is nothing better than throwing down with 90 seconds of I'm going to rip your head off and spit down your throat, because that is what I love to do on a Friday night. And the last two, horror survival and online only. It's relevant to look at these again because here is evolution in motion. Online only games have only come about in the last 5 to 10 years, and This particular horror survival game being a 2-player co-op, meaning you can play through the entire game with a partner, have been new evolutions in gaming in the last 4 or 5 years. Video games have become ubiquitous. They are everywhere. They are played on every continent. You walk into the grocery store, there's 2 video game consoles in the lobby, 50 cents a piece. Every cell phone you buy comes preloaded with a video game on it, even if it's just Tetris. Everybody plays video games. And video games have become so normal that they actually have their own code of etiquette. And I'm going to read through it real quick just for you. Thou shalt not cheat, brag, camp out, curse, trash talk, cause lag, be late for an MMORPG appointment, or AFK and trick the computer so you get on the team that you want to during a randomized control, unless everyone agrees on the above-mentioned or sanctioned behavior. I realize a lot of these terms don't make sense to you, but the idea that this style of entertainment has reached its own level of etiquette says that it's here to stay. We have become a mainstream part of culture, much the same way that baseball, basketball, everybody else has rules and, unspoken rules of etiquette, so do we. And to dispel the rumor about it rotting your brain, with the invention of the Kinect, the PlayStation Move, and the Wii console, games have become physically interactive as well as simply brain interactive. So now we're seeing a change in the whole couch potato ideal. I mean, you can actually get up and dance in your living room and play Dance Dance Revolution. So no, they're not going to destroy your children's minds. In fact, they're a wonderful creative outlet to somebody who is stressed out and wants to choke their boss, so they just go home and, kill 45 aliens. And on top of that, games have been around for thousands of years. You got to understand that sailors played dice, your grandma played bridge, kids at school play hopscotch. The concept of a game has been out since the dawn of man, since boredom came about. Video games are just the natural extension of the games that you love using technology. And I'm sure if you look deeper into the 19 genres that we discussed, you'll find something you actually want to play. So, as of 2006, the CNBC documentary Game On says that we are a $30 billion a year industry, and we're only growing. With the portability, the accessibility, and the versatility of multimedia devices, we're here to stay. And amazingly enough, we're no longer just a consortium of freaks and geeks. We are now a global culture, not just a subculture. Thanks.